Sprunki wasn't dreaming. The stars were whispering his name. At first, it was just a shimmer in the sky, one of those sparkles you think you imagined. Then came the sound. Faint, like a humming feather floating on the wind. Sprunki's sleepy eyes opened wide. He sat up in his cozy moonpod bed, heart thumping softly. Outside, the sky was glowing. And not just glowing, singing. The notes floated in through the open window like invisible ribbons. They curled around his antennae, soft and golden, making his whole fuzzy body feel warm. He looked up. The stars weren't just twinkling tonight. They were moving. A soft breeze stirred. A ribbon of light unwound from the sky and reached toward his window like a staircase made of moonbeams. Sprunki blinked. Was he supposed to follow it? He slipped from the bed. The floor made no sound under his squishy feet. Around him, everything was asleep, his dream plushies, his glowing night pillow, even the bubble lamp was snoring faintly. He looked one more time at the beam of light. And then he stepped onto it. The moment his foot touched the beam, it gently lifted him up. Not fast, not scary. Like a warm thought. He rose past the sleepy treetops, past his own glowing house roof, past the clouds that yawned and floated aside. Above him stretched a staircase of light, curving into the sky like it had been waiting just for him. Higher and higher he went. The sky wasn't dark anymore. It was full of sleepy color, lavender, starlight blue, hush pink, soft orange like dreams being born. As Sprunki climbed, tiny sparkles drifted around him, some shaped like jelly beans, others like miniature moons with blinking eyes. He giggled. Then the path ended, at a ship. But this wasn't a normal ship. It floated in the sky with sails made of soft wind. Its hull was stitched together with lullabies. Around it, stars gathered like fireflies, listening. A name shimmered across its side. The Starlight Harmony. A small creature stood at the gangplank. It looked like a walking bell with wings. Sprunki, it said in a quiet voice, "Are you ready to sail where lullabies are born?" He nodded. The creature bowed and fluttered aside. Sprunki stepped aboard, and the world changed again. Everything felt slower. Softer. The deck beneath his feet was warm, like a hug. The sails lifted as if they were dreaming. Above, the stars hummed. And the ship began to move. It sailed not through clouds, but through dreams. All around them floated bubbles, each one glowing with a different sleepy memory. A baby squirrel hugging a sock. A dragon curled on a book. A child and a jellyfish sharing cocoa. The bubbles whispered gentle sounds, sighs, hums, giggles wrapped in moonlight. Sprunki stood at the edge of the deck, watching them drift by. The bell creature floated beside him. "These are the first dreams," it said. "They come before sleep. They're the whispers that carry little ones into night." Sprunki reached out and touched one. It made a soft, shimmering shhh. His eyes twinkled. And then, the music changed. The lullaby that had called him here was getting stronger. Deeper. Like layers of starlight being stacked into song. The ship turned, floating toward the brightest place in the sky. It wasn't a star. It wasn't a planet. It was something else entirely, round, glowing, breathing in rhythm with the melody. It looked like a heart made of sleep. "The heart of the sky," whispered the bell creature. "Where lullabies begin." As they approached, stars slowed down. Moons blinked. Even the clouds seemed to hush. Sprunki could feel it, every part of him. The rhythm. The peace. The quiet joy. It was like hearing your favorite memory being sung back to you by the night itself. Then something sparkled in front of the ship. A giant jellyfish, made of silver and dreams, drifted past. Inside its body floated dozens of sleeping creatures, bears, birds, even one grumpy raccoon with a snoring hat. The jellyfish bobbed gently, leaving behind a trail of notes. "We're not the only ones who hear this song," the bell creature said. The ship slowed. The music pulsed like a heartbeat. A soft light fell across the deck. And suddenly, whoosh, a glowing hammock unfolded in the center of the ship, hanging between two beams of moonlight.
The bell creature gestured. For you. Sprunki stepped closer. The hammock looked like it had been woven from golden stories. Each thread shimmered with memory, first giggles, safe hugs, warm blankets, the sound of a lullaby sung in the dark. He climbed in slowly. And everything stopped. Time didn't pass here. It curled up beside him and sighed. Above, stars began to hum again. This time, the sound wrapped around him completely. A melody built from silence. A chorus made of feelings. Notes that sounded like the moment you realize you're not alone. The sigh before your eyes close. The smile you give without knowing. Then a new voice joined. It came from inside the heart of the sky. A voice that didn't speak in words, but in feelings. It poured over the ship like syrup made of dreams. Sprunki felt his antennae tingle. His plush fur rippled slightly. And his heart slowed. Relaxed. Glowed. The lullaby reached its fullest shape. Sprunki smiled. Not a big smile. A tiny one. The kind that happens when everything feels right. He didn't need to understand the words. He already knew the song. The heart pulsed once, sending a final wave of music across the stars. Sprunki's hammock gently rocked in rhythm. Around him, everything had gone quiet, not the scary kind of quiet, but the perfect kind. The kind where the whole world is breathing with you. Then, something amazing happened. One by one, the dream bubbles from earlier began to float toward the ship. They carried soft light, sleepy colors, and the peaceful weight of memories. As they touched the edges of the sails, they turned into feathers, glowing, weightless feathers, and drifted down to cover Sprunki like a blanket. He snuggled in deeper. Above him, constellations formed. Not old ones. New ones. They danced slowly across the sky, shaped like teddy bears, bedtime socks, rainbow toast, purring clouds. One looked just like Sprunki, curled up with a smile. Another looked like the bell creature, ringing silently in joy. Then a presence appeared. Tall, gentle, made of stars. It stood near the mast and placed a tiny, glowing feather on Sprunki's forehead. A gift. The keeper of yawns. With a warm smile and sparkling eyes, the keeper watched over him as the lullaby faded, not completely, just into background comfort. The stars dimmed slightly. The ship began to turn, heading back toward the soft clouds of home. Sprunki didn't move. He was already dreaming. But not in the way you dream when you sleep. He was dreaming while awake, wrapped in wonder, in love, in light. As the ship gently lowered into his bedroom sky, the hammock floated down with him. Slowly, slowly, until it hovered just above his bed. The bell creature gave a quiet nod and disappeared with the breeze. Sprunki's eyes fluttered closed. His pillow welcomed him back with a sigh. Outside, the last note of the lullaby echoed into the night. And in the sky above, written faintly in soft golden stars, the words appeared. Sleep well, dream listener. The lullaby will find you again.